Today we're going to ask AI about Stone Church Road, just outside of Peoria, Illinois. This place is creepy. I lived in Peoria for many years, driven down it on full moons, and I'm going to tell you, this is a creepy road.
The Curse of Stone Church Road. Where darkness never left, there are places in this world where evil doesn't just visit. It moves in, sets up permanent residence. And Stone Church Road in Hanna City, Illinois is one of those places. A winding stretch of darkness where the past refuses to stay buried, and the night carries sounds that'll freeze your blood. This isn't folklore passed down through generations. This is recent history, living memory. People who drove this road in the 1980s and saw things they still won't talk about. Not because they don't remember, because remembering means admitting what they witnessed was real. The church that darkness claimed at the heart of it all sits the Old Stone Church. Christ Church limestone they call it officially, but there's nothing holy about what happened there. Built in the 1840s, it served the community for nearly a century before something changed. Before it was abandoned in 1934 and left to rot for over 25 years. What happens to a church when the faithful abandon it? When no prayers echo through its halls for decades? Some say it becomes an empty vessel. And empty vessels attract things looking for a home. By the 1980s, word spread through the local high schools, whispered in parking lots and passed in notes during class. The Old Stone Church wasn't empty anymore. Satanists were holding black masses there. Sunday nights, midnight, candles in the windows, chanting that carried on the wind. Symbols painted on the stone walls that had once housed baptisms and weddings. Kids would dare each other to drive out there, to park on the road and watch. Most turned around before they got close. The ones who made it, they came back different, pale, shaking, refusing to talk about what they'd seen through those broken windows. The farmhouse down the road, but the church isn't the worst of it. Down the road, nobody remembers exactly how far, and maybe that's on purpose, stands a farmhouse. Or what's left of one. Abandoned, rotting, windows like dead eyes staring at the road. Decades ago, a farmer lived there with his family, wife, kids, normal life, until something snapped. One night, he went into the barn and came back with an axe. What happened next? They say you could hear the screaming for miles. But nobody came. Nobody helped. By the time the sun rose, the entire family was gone. Butchered. Every single one of them. They found the bodies in pieces. The farmer? Vanished. Some say he ran into the woods and died out there. Others say he's still in that house. Waiting. Watching the road for the next family foolish enough to stop. Here's what'll make your skin crawl. For years, decades. After it was abandoned, people reported lights in the upper windows of that farmhouse. Not flashlights. Not car headlights reflecting. Lights moving from room to room. Like someone was home. Like someone was still living in the house where a family was massacred. Locals won't go near it. Won't even look at it when they drive past. Because some of them swear they've seen shapes in those windows. Silhouettes that shouldn't be there. And if you stop, if you get out of your car and walk toward that house, the lights go out. All of them. At once. Like whatever's inside knows you're there. Screaming Mimi. Then there's the woman they called Screaming Mimi. In the 1980s, if you drove Stone Church Road at night, you might hear her. A woman's voice piercing through the darkness. Screaming. Not words. Just raw terror frozen in sound. Some say she was murdered on that road. Others claim she was a victim of whatever happened at the church. The skeptics, and there aren't many who've actually been there, say she was just a neighbor who got tired of trespassers. An angry local woman trying to scare away the curious. But that doesn't explain why people heard her when no houses were nearby. Why her screams came from the woods, from the fields, from directions that made no sense. And it doesn't explain why she only appeared on certain nights, when the moon was dark, when the fog rolled in thick enough to hide things that shouldn't be seen. The invisible guardians. And then there are the Dobermans, or what people think are Dobermans. You're driving Stone Church Road at night, windows up, doors locked, and suddenly you hear it, barking, snarling, right outside your car. So close you can hear claws scratching pavement. So loud it drowns out your engine. But when you look, nothing. Empty road. Empty darkness. Until your car shakes. Something hitting the doors. The windows. Sounds of animals circling. Hunting. But there's nothing there. Nothing you can see. Some drivers hit the gas and don't stop until they're miles away. Others freeze. Sit there in terror while invisible animals attack their vehicle. And in the morning, scratches, dents, marks on the paint that shouldn't exist from something that wasn't there. Locals have theories. Guard dogs that died protecting something on that land. spirits of animals sacrificed in rituals that went wrong, or something worse, something that was never alive to begin with, something conjured, something that never left. The road that remembers Stone Church Road doesn't forgive trespassers, doesn't forget the curious. People who've driven it at night report the same sensations. The temperature dropping so fast you can see your breath inside a heated car. The feeling of being watched from the trees, from the fields, from the church. Car troubles that start the moment you turn onto that road and vanish the second you leave. Electronics going haywire. Phones dying. Radios cycling through stations on their own. Catching fragments of voices speaking languages that don't sound human. And sometimes not often, but enough that people still talk about it. Cars stall out completely. Right in front of the church. Right near the farmhouse. And you're sitting there in the dark. Engine dead. Phone dead. Nothing but silence and the knowledge that something out there is deciding whether to let you leave. What was left behind the church was reopened in 1960. Services resumed. They cleaned it up. Tried to reclaim it. But some stains don't wash away. Some presences don't leave just because you hang a cross and say a prayer. The people who attend services now, they don't talk about what happened during those abandoned years. Don't acknowledge the decades of darkness. But they know. Everyone who lives near Stone Church Road knows. You don't go there at night. You don't stop your car. You don't look too long at the church or the farmhouse or the woods that press in too close on both sides. And if you hear barking, if you hear screaming, you drive faster. Because Stone Church Road has rules. And breaking them means becoming part of the legend. Another story whispered in the dark. Another reason nobody goes there anymore unless they have to. The road is still there. The church is still standing. The farmhouse is still rotting. And whatever moved into that place when the prayers stopped, it never left. It's waiting. In the stones. In the shadows. In the darkness that never quite lifts even when the sun is high. Some roads are haunted by what happened there. Stone Church Road is haunted by what's still happening. And if you're brave enough or foolish enough to drive it after dark, you might find out why the locals won't even speak its name. Just don't stop the car.
Like I said, I grew up in that area, and I'm going to tell you, there's something definitely out there. That area it's just, you can't describe it as creepy enough. Might just be because it's just totally pitch black at night. I don't know if it's still the same way, but I know last time I was out there was probably 1988, and I'm going to tell you, it was black as night there, and it was creepy, and you can feel something out there. If you're from that area, go ahead and throw a like and comment. Tell me and tell others how creepy that place is. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and stay dark.